Look at this, the pond and the spring is ready to be flushed out of diesel, heating oil, diesel, kerosene, hopefully to come out of these pipes and down here and then into the tank and then pumped away. So hello, not a good start, but a good start, if you know what I mean. And in fact, you know, in life, when you have, like, you know, bad things happen, sometimes, or quite often, it's balanced out one day by equally good things. Well, let's go and have a look. I've cut through here. You may have seen this on the other video, but I've just redone it, just tweaking. Each time I come down, I will redo it. And if you look in the distance there, you may be able to notice a patch of white flowers, which I'm really happy about. That's oxeye daisies. And there are a lot of them. Here's another patch. This is they're the guardians of this entrance to this bit of the path. So if we go down a bit further, as you see, each time I do it, this will go more and more into a path, and each time it's walked, like we're doing now, it's going to get more and more into a path because things won't grow. And here's the dog rose. I love it, dog rose. Rosa canina? I said caninus on a video, but you know what that is, don't you? That's the dog star. Or Sirius, isn't it? Caninus? Yeah. Is that right? Yeah, caninus, the dog star. Oh, that was an R, because I've just remembered something I've forgotten to do, but it's too late now. And again, more oxeye daisies there. And it's quite interesting having a record of this. I'm not sure what this area is going to do, but I think it's going to do something. And there, more oxeye daisies there, more oxeye daisies there. And this looks quite surreal. I know I say this every time, and every time I come in here, it looks really surreal. Almost to the point where I'm considering just leaving it as it is and just keeping the brambles down, because those different shaped leaves are incredible. So this year we'll get to see it flower. So let's have a look at the good thing about today. More dog rose, and also there's a hazel growing there, so I'm going to encourage that to spread out. So you see what I've done here, and I've forgotten to do that one. I'm going to take that out. As you see, there's a number of clippings here, but I've made a way through here. So this is the first time the camera's been down here. And we've already got some things growing here. We have a grimony right at our feet. We have bird's foot trefoil, the yellow flower there. We have this here, which is lady's bed straw. Wow, that was me remembering what it is and getting excited. Do we have anything down here? Oh yes! Look at that. We have the very first pyramidal orchid. It looks like it's been chomped and bashed, but it's right in the middle of the butterbur, which is quite weird. But the hawthorn is protecting it. There's a hazel growing next to it. And I am sweaty but happy. Can hardly see it in there, can you? But one is what it starts with. It starts with one. And you should have been here to see my gnome dance. And then what else I've done? Well, I've cut here. So we now can come down through here. I was hoping that there was more orchids in here, but I'm holding out hope. This can be cut later on and the blackthorn removed, and I might make this a kind of sitting area as well. But because it looks like it's a nice cool glade down here. It's a lot cooler than further on up there. Well, a sea of thistles. They're about to fly everywhere. So I basically did the wrong side, as you will see. But no thistles in here on this left-hand side. And in fact, some of the right, even up to those hawthorns. And even here, there's some there. So I've just done a containment exercise. But what I found up here is we've got ground woundwort. We've got lady's bed straw. Hidden by the shine of the sun. A lovely patch of squinancy wort. Bird's foot trefoil. And there is something else. The Griminy, and behind that we have the lovely blue of field scabious. So that's quite a nice patch of 5 meadow plants. So I'm leaving them to spread. And one I didn't take down. This path all feathered. You get little taps to your body of grass and grass seed, but that's going to have to be like that for the moment. Now come and see the pile of thistles. I've been doing this now for an hour and a half. There we go. You can see the brown of the docks there, but everything above that and over there, obviously down to where that mound of grass is. That's a lot of thistles, and my body's prickled all over, as well as really sweaty. It's the hottest day of the year today, so I just thought I'd come here, do that, because you've got to manage what you do in this job. You know, there's no point following the sun round, because you'll just be exhausted unless you're just pottering about and you like that. So I do a patch that's been in shade, and I know how the sun's going, so I have patches that's going to be in shade to work later when it's hotter. So that's what I'm going to do now. But I'm really pleased that, you know, as you look up there, you can't see any purple thistles poking their heads out. And one ragwort, if you don't know, it's toxic to horses. So anywhere that's near to fields of horses, I we generally pull the ragwort. Woolly thistles showing why they get their name. Bit of a view, I don't know if you can see that in the haze there. Anyway, what we're going to do is we're going to check on the strange, otherworldly, non-native, unnatural, well, not unnatural, but area down here. So come on, let's go. Try and ignore the docks I haven't done. There's just work I need to do down here, but here we go. Here's the start. Weird. And they're not all out yet, but soon, I mean, well, they're coming, aren't they? The flowers spread from the lowest, where this bee is here, they spread from the lowest to the highest. So that's their plan of action. So weird. Beautiful and strange here. Now what I've got to do is rake last time's cutting that I did as a damage limitation for the thistles, but look, see how many seeds they produce. So basically what I was going to do is rake them all up into there and just leave them in a pile so they're contained, because due to the investigations of the diesel heating oil leak, things have been put back a year, so I'm just doing damage limitation with that. Now for those of you who are interested, very often because of ants you get these mounds of grass form, these mounds. So basically what you do is year by year you cut them as low as you can. Now if you have the time, you can just come in the winter and cut them, just get them down level with the main bit of ground. But I find the easiest way is to just do it year on year. And you see there's, because the roots do tend to come up quite a bit. And also I've found a kind of almost useful bag buried. Now here's what I've done. I just hammered some of these to get them off, but if you can see, that's what they look like. There's not really much below. There you go. And there's it's not really much soil or anything, it's just loads of root. And at a certain point you can just hit them with a hammer or a mattock and they come off. So I'm leaving this pile, this is where I've raked everything, to let it just rot down there. And also it's smothering loads of thistle seeds, so it will stop them spreading. Now I have to do this fully, so I've had to as a prevention from seeding. Most of them flowered, but what I've done here is I've cleared around this elder so that it's going to get more light, because this is a lovely elder. I see it from the other side, or I used to see it from the other side. So I've taken all the trees down, all the blackthorn that's around it, under its canopy. But what I've also done, if you like me, you like having a look into interesting areas and see what's going on. Plenty of sloes around here. So luckily the ones I cut didn't have many sloes on. But what's also going on here is there's another 2 elders in there. Maybe able to see the leaves popping out at the top there. So this is swamped in bramble, or these are swamped in bramble. So I'm gonna not doing it today, but I should go in there and cut that and see if I can free them up, because it'd be quite nice to have a line of elders, seeing as they're that old, and I can get them to grow in a way that you don't see elders growing. Well, that's the theory. Now, at the risk of repeating myself, because like I say, I film this over the weeks that I'm here, you know, so that they build up to a full enough video to watch, and also you can see results sometimes. But the heating oil cleanup has finished. They didn't really get much out because they flushed it through and collected it off the pond. Yeah, but they didn't really get much, because basically it all flowed down there. And in fact you can see where it flows. See in there, there's a channel, a dark line. But that's where it flows down. That's where it flows down through the wood to the poplar or poplars, goes down a bank and then carries on down and goes out into the River Avon. And well, I don't know if you can see the gap in the distance between the hills, and then a bit further on you can see the hills of Wales, or mountains of Wales. Well, that gap there where the hills go down, that's where the River Avon exits. So most of it's gone down there. So another river polluted because of people wanting to do things cheaply, and you know, no words. No words. Anyway, I'm going to crack on, because what I'm doing today is I'm just strimming round, strimming the paths and clearing them, getting them ready for the proper meadow cut. There you go, look, you can see, getting them ready for the meadow cut. If you look in there, there are some woolly thistles, so I've kept some, don't worry. I let them flower, then I'll cut them down. But I've cut the path through, that's quite thin, but further on up it's a bit wider, and you know, it's more inviting now. I've rescued this elder. I've also got hopefully got some footage of the animals that are lurking in here, and I've cleared through in there to free up the willow. I mean, damaged it in the process accidentally. And now this is kind of a regular thing. You've got a regular cut. Now I'm going down here just to clear this and get some of the leaning grass down, just so it's passable. Well, what have we here? There is a glade, and I'm making it so it's a lovely sit in the wild nature kind of glade with meadow flowers. That's bird's foot trefoil. There are others. This one that I don't know. St John's wort is down here, lady's bedstraw, agrimony, and if you look, there's a agrimony, or one of them. There's more than that. We've even got some woolly thistles, look. And it goes right down to the end here. And over to there. But the exciting bit is here, look. I've found a way into the wood. You see, because down here we've got some nice ferns and some lovely brambles and quite a slope. And well, it's not looking that passable, is it? We have some buzzards for company. So come. Let's be the first to go through and see if we can find a path. Imagine having a piece of land that's bordering on an ancient wood. It's my dream. So I'll have to shut you off while we negotiate. It's nice having the hazel at the entrance there. Okay, that's done. Just looking for signs of dormice. I mean, I'm suspicious. No. Squiggles. Okay. Well. Hi, Raven. Now, if we go just straight down here, I wonder where we'll get to. It's quite strange being, you know, I have permission to be in here because I look after the paths and other things, but it's still a bit odd sometimes when you come somewhere and, you know, it's almost like you're not supposed to be here. Wow, I don't know where this bit is. I mean, obviously it's here. Well, and here's a spring coming down. Another one. Another one. Wow. Yeah, it really is quite strange. I don't know where I am, so even though I know the wood well, there are bits where I don't get to. So this is an explore with me. Oh, the ground beneath my feet seems very wet. Oh, this is lovely. Wow. Amazing. Excuse me, branches. Ooh, that sounds like lots of running water, doesn't it? There's another channel through there. Aha, it's coming down here. Must be some kind of waterfall. Yeah, look. And some major ivy. But it's an ash, so not sure there's any point. It's dead. There's another one gone over at some point. Oh, wow. Oh, wow. Where am I? Wowee. And look at this. It's like a different bit of the wood. Wow. I'm not even recognising any trees or the landscape. Why is it mad? Well, not mad, but I mean, mad, kind of mad. Look at this. I think this is a witch elm if I'm not mistaken. Ooh. Ooh. That's a bit of an exercise, yes. It's a witch elm, I could sort of tell by the way it was doing that. Where are you, Wren? I saw you on here. If I pan up, you'll see it's sort of lost in the canopy. Wow. That's crazy. I thought I'd just come in here and meet a path, but no. Look, go there, just go straight across and you'll meet a path. Well, no. I mean, okay, what? What's that? Well, well, now I am. Here's some of the tallest trees that are in here. They're not native though, but they're quite tall. I think they're balsamic poplars, I think. Absolutely no idea where I am, but there's a sign on a tree. I mean, this is no longer the path. But wait. I know those. I know these. So, if we go down to these trees, I'll know where I am. But the bizarre thing is, I should have crossed the path if they are where I think they are. Yeah, we have crossed the path, but we've crossed the path, and yet we didn't cross one. Here we are. You recognise that one? my favourite little grove. And I'm just going to go along here. I'm not even where I thought I was. If I'm honest, I thought I was up here. So, okay. So I've still got work to do again. But so I know where I am. Okay. I know where I am. So what I think I'll do is, because to get to the other side of those trees there, I had to cross the path. There's no possible way that I couldn't cross the path. And it really is well overgrown, isn't it? Okay. Well. Right. Oh, certainly needs walking, this does. Right, so I know the path. So where do we come across? Now, I'm recognising that now. Yeah, there we go, and those sticks. Oh, blimey. Well, overgrown's the word. Right, what has happened here? Ooh. Oh dear. Yeah, it's because no one's been using it. Well, no, I can't get my footing. There we are. Oh my god. This is really strange. I must have come from there. Okay. Well. Through here. Must have been. Yeah, there's the tree. Wow. So I crossed here without realising that I actually knew where I was. But it's because I haven't been in here for ages, I haven't been able to do it. So there you go. It looks different when you come from a different way, doesn't it? That's relatively easy then. Okay. All that to find that I did know where I was. And that we're back. We're back here.